Did AudioKit just drop a new limited edition app? Of course they did. It's 2021. Welcome back to the future. So this is going to be the first installment to the second half of the 10 limited edition apps from AudioKit. So that makes this app number 5. This is Digitalism 2000. So in the first half of this LE series, AudioKit sampled some of the older and what we would consider retro instruments. And unlike some of its previous cousins from AudioKit's limited edition series, you're getting samples from some of the more popular synthesizers from the early 2000s. So with just under 100 pre-recorded voicings for the presets, you're coming in with an app size at about 200 megabytes. Well done, AudioKit. First thing you'll notice is a very familiar layout. AudioKit's simplistic, easy to use, simplistic user interface. I think that the familiarity on these apps, especially from AudioKit, is very important because it gives you a sense of speed on your workflow because you kind of already know where everything is. And Digitalism is actually very reminiscent to me of AudioKit's Digital D1 synth. But even though they share some similarities, they are very different. Digitalism 2000 consists of presets that are made up of layered sounds of parts 1 and 2. So on the top left hand side, you have your main volume for every instrument and every preset. And you can find all of this on the main page, on the main tab. So you have your volume knob, you have your part 1 and part 2, we'll get to those in a second. Then on the right you have your built-in reverb section where you can adjust the size of the room, also the mix of how much that reverb will affect your preset, as well as a built-in limiter. And the limiter will help you get some compression on your presets. Apply that as needed. Moving on down to the lower shelf, you have your auto pan and you have the rate adjustment knob so that you can apply how fast or how slow you want the auto pan to affect your speakers. The frequencies of each sound will kind of pan back and forth in the left and right speaker. You have a toggle button for the delay effect as well as a time adjustment wheel. You have a feedback adjustment wheel and then you have a mix knob for that delay effect. Next up, you have a toggle on and off so that you can turn your instrument into a mono instrument or polyphonic instrument. So you can switch it on and adjust the glide time as well with the glide adjustment knob. So moving on to the right, we have your preset envelopes. You have your attack, your decay, your sustain, and your release. You can use these to kind of sculpt your sound and bring out different attributes and capitalize on different characters of each sample and your presets. And of course you have your basic settings layout from AudioKit to where you can change the MIDI channels and background audio for the standalone mode as well as the buffer size. You can also connect Bluetooth MIDI devices such as your X-Key Air, Roly products, and even the Sensomorph, and any other Bluetooth MIDI devices you may have. You can pick the color of your keys. You can go with white, you can go with dark, and change different octaves as well as key labels. I like mine on dark, so I'm gonna just leave it like that. You also have a sustained hold button so that you can press down any keys, press and hold, and they'll sustain those notes for you. Then you have your Midi Padding button so that all MIDI notes get cut off. And then of course you have your basic on-screen octave up and down tab. And I still think it's cool that AudioKit and a lot of other developers are still including this randomize button so that you can randomly pick sounds in your preset banks. There are options to map your macros to your controllers. And then let's go into the More tab. Now here's where things get interesting and familiar. So just like AudioKit's Digital D1, you have sounds that are made up of layers, except this one is strictly samples. Again, these are samples and voices from the popular synths from the early 2000s. So you're getting some pretty clean digital analog sound. Like I said, it's that Millennium Magic. That sounds like a preset. I should probably make that. So like we saw in the main tab, you have your part 1 and your part 2. So if you click on the bank selection of one of your parts, you can see that all your bank selection voices are in alphabetical order. So with each of these voices, you have the option to change the semitone, detune it, or even pan it left and right. So you can really get some crazy movement and texture by layering these two and giving them different attributes. So in the next section, you have a phaser tab to where you can toggle that on and off. You can adjust the speed. You can adjust the feedback. And then you can even adjust the notch. And with these built-in modulation effects, it's really easy to get a really creamy, lush, crisp, lo-fi sound. So for all my lo-fi producers out there, this is lo-fi made easy. So in addition to a phaser effect, you also have a harmonic filter. Here's that same sound without the harmonic filter on. Let's turn both on just to see what it sounds like. So with the harmonic filter, you can also adjust the cutoff and the resonance. And then the key track actually does some weird stuff too. So at 100%, you can actually hear it bring out a lot of the character of both different frequencies in part 1 and part 2 of your instrument preset. Glittery, glistening, magical, early 2000s sound for sure. And last but not least, with this harmonic filter, you also have a filter envelope. So you can change the attack, the decay, and the sustain, and the release, and the strength, the mix of how this harmonic filter will affect your overall preset. So before I let you go, let's take a moment to randomly browse through some of these presets. So this has been Digitalism 2000. Is it a game changer? It could be, depending on who you are and how you want to play with this. These samples have a lot of body, a lot of character, a lot of color to add to the modern sound. So if you want this, I would definitely pick it up. It's only $2.99, but for a limited time only. I actually have some free giveaway codes for this app. So if you want one, most definitely hit me in the comments. Let me know that you want this in the comments. But I need you to do me a favor first. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment below what you think about this app. I'll be randomly picking some winners for the giveaway for this app within the next couple of days. And I'll update the names of the winners in the description of this video or in a pinned comment of this video. So thanks for rocking with me, you guys. This is Digitalism 2000 by AudioKit. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.